Well, good morning. It's Tuesday morning and I am here at Big Pine Creek Campground and getting ready to take a long hike of about maybe 4.5 miles up to the Big Pine Lakes and try my hand at a little bit of native trout fishing. But I'm going to take this with me and see if we can get a view of what the trail is like going up the North Fork of Big Pine Creek. Here's my campsite. I'll give you a little panorama of the campsite that I'm at. Campsite number 9. Apparently this used to be a cabin that burned down. Kind of cool having a nice little fireplace. Last night had a fire here and it was nice and warm. Didn't get smoked out. Here's my tent. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. They call it Big Pine Creek. Well, you can see why. There are some pretty big pines here. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll see you on the trail. Alright, so here we are. We're getting to the exit to the campground, and as you go into Big Pine Creek, you'll see this little trout pond. And the area's got some trout in it, but this area hasn't been stocked in about 5 weeks because of the problem with a bacteriological infection that affected a bunch of the trout at the fish hatcheries. So they had to eliminate a bunch of fish and stop stocking here about 5 weeks ago. But hopefully there's plenty of natives, brooks, browns, up there in the lakes. We're gonna head on out, see what it's like. We'll go across this little bridge here, and this is Big Pine Creek. You can see the water flow over here. Coming out of the Palisades Glacier, tributaries up there, so this is all glacial runoff. And looks like there's a few day hikers already here. Since I'm camped, I don't have to park over here. I can park in my own campsite and relax when I get home. Alright, let's head over to the trailhead. Alright, so we're here on the trail. Just headed on the trail in North Fork of Big Pine Creek. And we got some cabins above. If you can see those. The cabins up there for the residents of the Park Service. And this trail parallels the creek for a lot of the way. So when I need some drinking water and I don't have anything left in my bottle, I've got a filter. I can go ahead and get water at any time, so water's not a problem, looks like. Question mark is, are there any fish in here? We shall see. There we go. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and beautiful, beautiful day. So far, the weather's perfect. Let's hope it doesn't get too hot. Alright, so now we're about a half mile from the campground, and this is the first bridge, first set of waterfalls going down over the Big Pine Creek, and there's a couple more on this trail. It's gonna get loud. starting to climb. Got a bunch of switchbacks up here, and then keep moving. I came up here years ago, probably, God, maybe 13, 14 years ago with my son, and we tried our hand at backpacking. Our packs were way overweight, and we didn't start leaving the campground until 11 o'clock. Oh, here we go. North Fork, Big Pine, Lakes 1 through 6. This is where we're going. Anyway, it was hot, and you'll see along this area, we get on part of the trail where it's exposed, and we were basically cramping up. We never made it to the lakes. We made it to an area maybe about a little less than half a mile from the lakes, but we learned a big lesson that day. So today is just a day hike. I have all day, but see how it goes. Some time up there in the lakes, see how they're looking. All right, up the switchbacks we go. All right, so we reached the top of the first set of switchbacks, and now we're in a nice shaded area along the trail. Trail mellows out, as you can see. For this portion of it, we're coming back over, and we're going to be crossing over Big Pine Creek again. And we're not quite a mile from the campground at this point in time, and I'm not in a hurry, just enjoying this hike, getting used to the altitude. The campground's at about 8,000 feet, so the lakes are up above 10,000 feet, so we got a ways to go. But thankfully, temperature hasn't gotten too hot yet, so it's an enjoyable hike so far. Yeah, let's see what's up around this bend. Alright, so we reached the junction here. Trailhead is that way. It's where we came. We're about a mile from the campground, and the trail going that way is for the South Fork of Big Pine, which I've never done, but I'm headed to the lake, so we're going up that way. So here we go. Don't need a wilderness permit. We're not staying overnight, but I have been up here before, and I've been all the way up to the Palisade Glacier, which was an awesome adventure. And it took a couple nights of backpacking. That was much better than the first backpacking trip I took, which was a total fail, except for the fact that we did manage to get almost 4 miles up, and I learned my lessons from that. So here we go. So we're coming up to the second bridge on the trail, and another waterfall, little one, but waterfall nonetheless. Go down here. I actually can see, I don't know if it's visible on the camera, but over there on the right bank There's one, two, I'm seeing about 3 trout just hanging out in the water, so there's definitely fish in there. As a matter of fact, now that I'm looking down into that section below the rocks, there are trout swimming in there. But not here to fish this creek, not here. We got a ways to go. All right, there we go, North Fork, Big Pine. All right, so here we are about a mile and a half in, and we're on this portion of the trail that gets pretty much full exposure of the sun all day long. And it's early enough in the morning where the temperature is really nice, but later in the afternoon it's hot. There's not much shade over here until late in the afternoon. You can see why. We've got these mountains up here all the way around. We're headed up that way. You can see over in the distance the waterfall. That trail will lead us right up to that waterfall, so when I turn the camera back on later on, we'll get a panorama. Right now, but here we are, and down in there, that's where the campground is. That's trail back, so let's keep moving forward and start up again when I get further up the trail. All right, we're almost 2 miles from the campground, and we are at a junction. There's a trail here that goes to Baker Creek, which we're not going. This one right here that's the upper trail coming from down below to get to this junction. That's the trail that we were on coming up here, and it just terminated here. And now we're going to go head on up the North Fork of Big Pine and continue on. And then next stop will be up there by the bigger waterfalls. So there we go. Yeah, 2 miles in, and almost 2 miles in, and we've been hiking for a little less than an hour. So looking pretty good. I feel pretty good. Definitely can feel some of the effects of the altitude, and so I just gotta keep my breathing in check and enjoy the scenery. Oh yeah, there's the waterfall over there. Alright, we'll be there in a little bit. Okay, so here we are. This is where we're now into the John Muir Wilderness Area. Any overnights need a permit. And we're almost 2.5 miles in from the start. And there we go. Up here, this is the big waterfalls that we saw from a distance, and now they're right here. And there we are. It's all the way down through that canyon is Lone Pine and Big Pine and the campground. That's where we came. And that's the upper trail over there. And the trail that's headed up is the one that goes to Baker Creek. No thank you. We're headed to first and second lakes today. Alright. A bit of cloud cover coming in. Hopefully we won't get rained on. Alright. There we go. Head up to heading up to the Lan Chene cabin. and onward and upward. Been on trail for a little over an hour. Well, we got probably another hour or so before we get to the lakes. Unless I stop to take a break. Up the stairs we go. Nice breeze and the mist from the waterfalls. Oh, this is so pretty. So pretty. Alright, so about 2 3/4 miles in, and I had to record this really pretty little serene area on trail. We're away from the creek a little bit, but we're getting a lot of the moisture from the creek, so I guess you call this a mirth. Check out some of the wildflowers that are here, and it's all green and lush and really pretty. Mosquitoes are probably waiting to attack as I get through here, but hopefully they don't like me that much. And we're getting close to the Lan Chene cabin, which was a landmark built by Lan Chene's senior African American architect back in, I think it was 1921 maybe. Anyway, this was a summer place, and we'll see it when we get to it, and I'll explain more about it, but now belongs to the Park Service. It's pretty cool. Remote cabin set way back up here in the woods. But this has been a really pretty hike. I just talked to some backpackers a bit ago. They were coming out of the lakes, and yesterday afternoon when I came into Big Pine Creek, you could see the dark clouds in the mountains, and sure enough, they said they got rained on every night while they were up here, and rained hard, but only for a few minutes. And if that's the case for me today, that'd be all right. I got my rain jacket, but hopefully I won't need it. We're at a relatively level stretch of this hike. We haven't started. The real climb in earnest comes after we leave the Lan Chene cabin, which we're headed to right now. All right, here we are, a little over 3 miles in, and we are at Wilderness Ranger Camp, which that's what it's called now. But this is Lan Chene cabin. I'm going to take a walk down here. Get a good look at it. Oh, looks like we got some company. It's okay. Okay, so here we are, the Lan Chene cabin. This is where the creek flows right past the front of the cabin. Really calm. I'm looking, but oh yeah, there's a couple of trout in there. Not too many people come up here to fish anyway, so it makes sense that there would be some shrivers. And then looking over here, there's the cabin. Let's take a walk up to the stairs. Yeah. There we go. Lan Chene, silent film actor in the roaring 1920s, known as the Man of a Thousand Faces, for his ability to transform himself into many different characters with cutting-edge makeup techniques. Chene also loved to relax and fish in the mountains. In 1929, he hired renowned architect Paul Revere Williams to design and build a summer cabin at a favorite family camp. Sadly, Chene was only able to enjoy the cabin for a few months before his passing. In 1964, the location became part of the congressionally designated John Muir Wilderness. The special use permit for the cabin expired in 1980, and the cabin subsequently reverted to government ownership. Lan Chene is eligible for listing on the National Register of Historic Places, which is a program that helps protect and identify America's historical and archaeological resources. Please help us protect and preserve this historic landmark by not writing, carving, drawing, or otherwise damaging the structure. There you have it. And here we are on the front porch. Yes, indeed. What a beautiful location. Nice cabin. This is pretty awesome. And we're still at the halfway point, so we got a little ways to go before we get to the first lake. We'll take a little break and back on the trail. All right, we're back on the trail after leaving Lan Chene cabin, and you could see by my shadow here that sun's at my back, and it will be at my back for a good portion of this trail going up. That's what makes it so difficult coming up here later in the day. It's still relatively early. I took a break at Lan Chene cabin, had a little snack, filled up my water bottle, and it's not too late. Maybe still around 10 in the morning, but there's a gentle breeze that comes in every now and then, and that's kind of good because it keeps the bugs away. There aren't a whole lot of bugs right now, but in the more vegetative portion of the trail, they tend to hang out, and then when you sweat, they love you. But anyway, so far so good. We're just gonna keep moving. Hi, morning.
Morning. going?
All right, how are you?
Good.
How's the fishing?
Yeah.
How was the fishing?
It was good. Yeah, we caught a couple browns in the first lake and the rainbows and the brookies all the second.
Nice.
Wasn't bad.
Nice, yeah, that's where I'm headed today.
Yeah.
So.
Good luck.
Hey, thank you. Have a good day. Okay. Good fishing report. All right, the waterfall to my left. Can't really see it now. We're moving up and away, but we're gaining altitude. It's a good uphill slog from here on up. You can see any ways to go. Okay, so we got 3 3/4 miles in, a little less than a mile to go. Just came from a nice shady, pine forested and little streams area where flowers were looking really pretty, nice and shady. Now we're more exposed, and there's another one of the numerous waterfalls on this trail. Looks like we don't have too much farther to go, and we're going to get more exposure, and then we'll be coming up into the lakes in a little bit. But here we go. Gonna get a little sunnier, a little warmer, and a little steeper. We're moving up close to the tree line. All right, so we're 4 miles in from the campground, and we don't have too much farther to go. You can see now we're starting to see the peaks, the Palisades range, and around this tree, I believe that that's a view of Temple Crag. And we'll be crossing over that ridge, and we'll be able to see it from the lakes. And this is about as far as I made it the first time I came up here to go backpacking, which was a lesson, as I said, with my son years ago, and too much weight on our packs. Too late of a start, not enough hydration. All those things led to us pulling off the trail, finding a campsite over by the river. And calling it a night. But we're almost there. This is a lot easier. Just a day pack and some lunch, some fishing gear, some essentials, and making pretty good time. So, first lake is supposedly 4.5 miles up from the trailhead, so we'll see how accurate my Garmin is. It's a little farther from the campground, but we're over 4 miles, so we don't have much farther to go to get to first lake. I'm loving that breeze right now. Alright, so looks like we're 4.7 miles from the camp, and this is our last push to get up and over, to get over the first lake. It looks like right over here there's a little ridge in the foreground, and in the back where you see a peak where the snow is in the shadows, that is Temple Crag. And you could see how it's got those pinnacles. And then the background, there's some more of the Palisades range. And somewhere in there is the Palisades Glacier, but you can't really see it from here. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and finish up this hike. And when we get back to filming, we should be getting to the first lake, and it shouldn't be too much further ahead. All right, we're almost there. Here's the junction. Lakes 1 to 3 to the left, trail to Black Lake to the right. They say there's good fishing at Black Lake, but we're going to lakes 1 and 2 today. Not only just for the fishing, but for the scenery and the turquoise water. And Black Lake doesn't have that. That's why they call it Black Lake. So, little stream crossing here. And we are almost there. Back on the trail, here we are. According to my Garmin, we're about 4.9 miles from the campgrounds, and so we are definitely close to Lake 1. Got a few clouds coming in today, which is kind of nice because it breaks up the intensity of the sun, and also there's a nice little breeze. So it's a good day for hiking this trail. All right, we are very close. Very close indeed. And we just hit 5 miles on my Garmin. Let's head on up. Are we ready? Let's see which way we want to go now. Well, let's follow the trail. It's taking us up over this little ridge. And then we should be in sight of the first lake. Matter of fact, there we go. There's our first look. Our first look at lake number 1. Coming up. And there we go. There is lake number 1. Look at that water. Oh. We're up above it, and so my plan is to work my way down between Lake 1 and Lake 2 and go over to the inlet. Now, over there in the distance there's a waterfall, and that's the water rushing into Lake 1. So somewhere down in there, I'll see if I can find a way out that way. And that'll be our stopping point. Have a little lunch and do a little fishing. Let's keep moving so we can get down to the lake. Alright, so we're approaching lake number 1, and I want to do a little exploration here. Look at this. There's water coming right out of the cavern. So this here is the separation between Lake 1 and Lake 2. You can see, looks like a rock dam right there, and the water flow is coming right down through that little man-made tunnel, and this trail goes across. And there's the lake over there, so we're going to figure out how to get from here down to the shore. We're doing some exploring now, but my goal is to get down to the shore, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so exploring the trail and trying to find a way down to Lake 1, I managed to stumble on this little trail. There's the top of the waterfall on one side, and here we are standing on a dam, and right there to my right, there's Lake 2, and there's Temple Crag. So looks like we're going to do a little plan B. Since we're already at Lake 2, we're going to hike over and find a little spot to throw a line in and see how we do at Lake 2. So pretty. I'll move a little, get a little closer up, and get a better view. Looks like we got some people fishing on the far side. Not too many people. I don't see any other signs of life out here. Panorama shot here coming down to the lake. Take a look down in here. And here we are. Fish jumping. There definitely are fish out here somewhere. All we gotta do now is find them. Ah, look at the color on this water. Pretty amazing. All right, and there's Temple Crag. So we've made it here. 2 hours and 45 minutes total, and 5.35 miles. So next we'll get ready to fish. All right, so I'm getting ready to throw a little map spinner out here, see what it's like. There's a little gauge right over there that says what the water depth is, and it looks like, if it's accurate, it looks like it's about 9 feet deep over here, but I don't know whether that means at the deepest point right there or not. Let's see where we're at here. And no action on that one. Let's try a little bit further out here. There's no action here. We'll move to another spot. Nope, don't even see it. Usually you might be able to see a fish out there just chasing it. I don't even see anything chasing it, so either the fish are way out in the deeper waters, or they've got a better spot. Nope. Okay, so we skunked out of this hole. Let's move on. Let's find somewhere else. Okay, so getting ready to fish over here. I'm gonna try a little spinner over in his side. This is the dam side, and see how we do over here. I'll get a little view of the lake from shoreline, and this is a little sampler of the stuff I'm going to use. Is my ugly stick, which I find it's perfect. It's 5 foot. It's a 2-piece. I can easily carry it on a backpack, or I got it on my day pack today, and got a spinner. It's a 4-pound test, so it's good. They put up a good fight for those smaller fish, and it's lightweight enough. And then I got a bunch of spinners, and then I sometimes use a bubble and a fly. So I'll use some 2-pound test line and put a fly out there, and then have a bubble cast out so that the fly just kind of floats about 3 feet off. And we'll see how that goes, but that's pretty much my setup. So let's see if I can catch some fish today. If not, if there's nothing here, then we'll move to another location. Okay, so we've made it to Lake 1, and I didn't film the trail because it wasn't much of a trail. It's pretty much trailblazing, scrambling down some rocks and finding picking your way through. But we're here. This is Lake 1, and there is the inlet over here. So right, and there's another set of streams coming in. Water doesn't look too deep here. Doesn't have that same turquoise color that Lake 2 had. But then again too, we're overcast. So it really doesn't lend well. Once the sun hits it, then you really can see the color. Anyway, so we'll try a look at some fishing here. I didn't catch anything at Lake 2. I did get a hit on my spinner, but he jumped off of it, and it was a small one, and that's pretty much what I expect out here anyway. So we'll see how things go. Okay, so apparently we're not in the best spot for fishing. A lot of seaweed on this section. So what I'm going to do is, now my line has gotten a little tangled, trying to pull all the seaweed off the last cast. So what I'm going to do is I'll try another cast. I'll see if I can get out there, see if I can get anything to hit my line. If not, then I'm going to move over. It's starting to cloud up too, so looks like we might have some thunderstorm activity coming in a little bit. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Okay. Yep, as you can see, there it is. Nothing but seaweed here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off of this area, and I think I'm going to move somewhere else, or start headed down and try to do a little stream fishing, because I know I saw trout in the streams, and a little closer to camp. Alright, what a beautiful day though. Beautiful weather. Really pretty out here. But looks like the clouds are starting to build up, so looks like we could have some thunderstorm activity later on this afternoon. Yep. That's it from Lake 1 for now. Alright, so we're headed back, leaving Lake 1. Had a couple of hits, but didn't really catch anything to bring it in. Unfortunately, I should say, I didn't have the camera on when I did get those strikes, but it's okay. It was a beautiful day. It's been that way. So here we are up above Lake 1, and we'll see, maybe I'll hit a couple of streams on the way back. Try my luck at a couple areas where I know that there's some fish holding in the streams, and see what happens. It'd be fun just to catch them and look at them, get them on camera. So good day. That's quite a hike coming up out of that lake. Pretty much had to trailblaze straight up the rocks, but now we're back on the trail between lakes 1 and 2. And pretty soon we'll reach the junction and head back down. Looks like you could see out there in the distance, that's where we have to go. So I'm guessing we're probably about 4.5 miles away from camp now, or maybe 5. We'll see. Check my mileage when we get there. Anyway, for the most part, it's all downhill from here, so that's a good thing. All right. Alright, no trip up here would be complete without the requisite waterfall view. So Here we go, coming down this set of switchbacks here, and there's waterfalls coming out of the lake. We're about, maybe a mile and a quarter down from Lake One. And so pretty. Wildflowers, the colors, just the sound of that rushing water. So peaceful. See a few backpackers today. Most of them are headed out. We're gonna head down. Tried my luck at fishing the creek, and I caught one on a lure, but it was so small it wasn't even worth putting on video, so I let him go back out there, let him grow. So, it's been a really good day, and we'll see how things go as we get further down the hill. Maybe I'll throw the line out one more time so we get down there, find a good spot, try my luck one more time. Alright, so I found a nice hole along the stream. It's about a mile away from the lake, so let's see how things go. Throw a little spinner out there, and let's see what happens now. Nothing there. One more try. Nope. Nope. Not here. Nope. Not here. Nothing. All right. All right, we're coming down. Less than 2 miles to go. And here's getting over to where the big waterfall is, the one that you could see from the other side of the canyon there. Here we are, we're exiting the John Muir Wilderness section. It's where we have to go. This trail. It's the trail back. Our waterfall. It goes way down there. heading on back down. We'll head down to camp. So, this next section is the most exposed. So it's going to be a warm hike down, but we had a wonderful day. And it's not over. And there we go. So the view from here, you can see where that trail is. So we're going to be headed down there to the switchback where you can go down and it follows the creek, or you can take the high road which goes straight. And I'm not sure which one is longer or shorter, but I know the one that the upper trail is way more exposed. We'll be in the shadows, so I think we'll take the lower one going back again, just because of the fact that it parallels the creek. It sounds really nice. There's a little more shade, which I could use a little more shade now. And one more shot of the waterfall before we switch back down. There we go. Back on the trail. Well, we're almost back to the camp. We crossed the second bridge on the way up, so we're pretty close. This is the trail here, but I just needed to stop and just take a moment to reflect and bask in the tranquility of this one little spot. Full shade, quiet, peaceful. Just a pretty area. Okay, deep breath, inhale. And exhale. All right, let's go back to camp. All right, we are just about back to the campground. We're off the trail, and here we go, back to our camp. We'll walk this final I'd say it's probably from here. It might be a quarter mile to our campsite. Site 9. Ooh. Come up and take a look at the trout pond one more time. That's where we were this morning. Yeah, this is a great campground. Great location in the Sierras. Really nice trail. Nice lakes. This is where I took my grandson to get his first trout and taught him how to fish here. This lake's pretty quiet. It's actually, I don't see anything in here. Oh, well, there's some trout in here. There they are. You can see them in there. Just swimming around. There's a few. That's a great little location. All right, let's go back to camp. All right. Well, here we are. We made it. Back to our campsite. Back to campsite number 9. Here's my Subaru. And I am ready for a refreshing, cold drink. All right. This was a really great day, and I hope anybody watching this got some enjoyment out of it. I know I sure enjoyed the day. I didn't get the fish on camera, but there's a saying, worst day fishing is better than the best day working. So this was a darn good day. All right. Goodbye from Big Pine Creek Campground.